Hey my bells, welcome back to the Ambitious Belle channel. Today we're going to be speaking about the importance of practicing free will and how free will is connected to self-love. I wanted to bring this video to my YouTube channel because I strongly believe that when you take care of what's on the outside, you have to make sure that you're taking care of what's on the inside. And I learned from many of the women I watch as a child do their makeup, do their hair, do everything and above, but still feel how they felt before and after the makeup was done. So I always had the thought of where is the disconnection coming from? And as I learned, the disconnection is honestly how the person deeply feels within. No materialistic thing, no person, no money, no etc. can ever make you change how you feel unless you change how you feel. So I want to speak about that a little bit today and dive deeper into that. So as we're diving deeper into that conversation, I'm going to be doing a classic Valentine's Day makeup look. And I probably know what I'm going for. Definitely the red lip, definitely the brown eyeshadow, and definitely the coral blush. I don't like pink blushes or anything like that with a red lip. That's just my preference. I'm gonna dive in deeper into that conversation. I'm so excited. I feel like this is a great direction that my YouTube channel is going into. I love everything beauty. To get started, I always start off with my e.l.f. primer grip. I love this primer. They can never make me hate you. I really want to try the Danessa Myrick. So when I put on this primer, I love, and I'm always going to be going to give a little L'Oreal, little direction. So I always overly put my primer in my smile line areas. I'm just that type of person. I'm always smiling. Like, you will never like really catch me like me monkeying unless I can't see. Free will is practiced out of self-love. It shows the belief of one's action. So, for a long time, I did not have like free will. A lot of the things that I did in my life was honestly to please my mom, please my parents, or please my aunt, just please everyone else but pleasing myself. But I didn't please myself because I didn't know what I wanted. I'm not gonna lie. I didn't know who I wanted. I didn't know what I wanted. I didn't know who I was. I just didn't like, I felt so detached from myself to the point where I'm not gonna lie. Some days I'll look in the mirror, I'll just be like, who are you? And it sounds crazy like saying it out loud, but that's just honestly how I felt. Like, I was like, yeah, girl. I just always kind of felt disconnected. Well, not no more. But like when I was younger, I definitely felt disconnected with myself and not with my thoughts because I love writing. I love how a word can be so impactful. So I kind of like shifted to like journaling and stuff. But I didn't really like have like no faith in myself. I'm not gonna lie. Like I saw myself like so low, and I honestly, I do know why. I'm gonna stop saying like I don't know why. I do know why. We'll kind of get into that like probably later on in the conversation or probably like another video. But yeah, that's honestly just how I felt. I'm using this. I'm using the LA Girl Pro. I'll say this is the red concealer. Yeah, I'm using the LA Girl Pro Orange Corrector just to help with my dark spots. With that. But yeah, I felt so low about myself, and from the outside, a lot of people that I came across, they did seem as though like I had everything together. I was always a person where I was always a like overachiever. Like I always made sure like I had good grades. I participated in extra activities outside of school. I don't know, like I kind of always had my head on my shoulders, I shall say. However, people viewed me as having my head on the shoulders, but during those times, like I feel like my head was off my shoulders. Like that's how I felt deeply within. You see what I'm saying? Like what I said previously, where what you truly feel within is what projects without. And it was projecting without anyone honestly noticing. Like, I will push myself to the limit of I know where I can, like, I will push myself to the limit where I'm comfortable with pushing myself. But when it comes to like really jumping out there, I was just always stuck. And I'm like, yo, what's going on with you? Like, why are you just always beating yourself up? And that kind of led me like not having a job. Don't mind that. That kind of led me not having a job after graduating college because I didn't believe in myself. And right there in that moment of those hard times, the girlies that graduated college, y'all know, like that transition process from college life to adult life is hard. And I honestly feel as though it's hard for everybody. Like, you could go into a new job and be Gucci great. However, you still kind of have those feelings because it is a transition. Like, you're going from a young adult to like, no, you're an adult, babe. Like, for me not having the self-love, I didn't progress. I didn't progress as much as I wanted because I didn't allow myself to. And that's why I didn't have a job, because I didn't believe I can have that job. I didn't believe I couldn't be this person I knew I could be, because I didn't believe that I could be that person. I didn't believe that I can be the person in today's time, in that present moment. And that was like where I messed up at. I was like, oh no, next year I'll get better. Like, no, girl, you got to start getting better right then and there. And putting it on the floor and just getting it done, honestly. I'm going in with my Elf Glow Liquid Filter. I love this. Maybe using it like as a skin tint. Don't mind my foundation. Yes, it's a little dark, but it's going to balance itself out, babe. But yeah. With free will is definitely practice out of self-love. So what you feel about yourself with deep down within is what others see from you, is what you see from yourself. And you can't be mad at that because that's how you really feel about yourself. And once I learned that, I honestly feel like it was like kind of game over. Like, oh, it's a new game to play. And the old game that I was playing was not for me at all. So since it wasn't for me, I was like, you know what? It's time to make a change. And that's why I'm recording this YouTube video, because I feel like I just want to share this story with y'all. And I hope that y'all can relate. And if y'all don't relate, which is okay, drop in the comments what you would like to see more of from me. So for a long time, I didn't practice that because I didn't have the encouragement myself. But I did manage to tear myself down. So yes, I used to be so like mean to myself. Like, oh my God, if I can write down the thoughts I had. And y'all see how I keep referring back to the thoughts? Like, your thoughts are like so important. Like, girl, your thoughts will have you either go to the moon or, girl, go on the ground. Like, honestly, like, your thoughts are just so important. So my thoughts, like, I will constantly tear myself down when I tell y'all, like, just say the most nastiest things about myself. And I'm like, Asada, why are you saying this about yourself? Like, I used to call myself dumb. I used to call myself fat, or like, you're never going to be nothing. Like, this is what your life is going to end up like. Just being so nasty and so rude to myself. To the point I had to really sit back and be like, you know, Asada, like, these are your thoughts. And until you sit there and really go through all your dirty laundry of why these thoughts are occurring, it's still going to keep occurring and you're still going to keep getting the same results. So with that being said, I was like, oh, all right, this is what I need to do. And the first thing that I did was pick up a book. And the book that I picked up was The Magic of Thinking Big. I don't know who's the author. I can't remember the author's name at the moment. But I'm telling y'all, that book honestly changed my life. And I just get emotional thinking about it because I was just such in a dark space. I just moved into a new town. It's not where I thought I wanted to be after college. Like, I just I had this whole vision planned out. Honestly, I'm gonna keep it back. I didn't even have a vision. Like, that's how disconnected I was from myself when graduating college. I didn't have a vision. Like, it was just like, if it happens, it just happens. As I do my eyebrows, I'm gonna show you the gel that I use just to get them fleek. Who says fleek? Just to get them nice and slick like this. So I use this brand. This is the Maybelline Super Lock. So now I'm filling up my brows with Brow Stylist Definer. I think this is L'Oreal. Yeah, L'Oreal Paris. I like this. This is really good. I'm gonna just start filling them in now. Before I start my eyeshadow, I honestly should have done my eyeshadow before doing this step, but I feel like I was just talking. I'm kind of just getting used to it. Because that book showed me how powerful the mind is. And this may be common sense to other people, but for me, it wasn't. Like, the things that you say to yourself really impacts your life and, like, your total, like, everything. Your thoughts is a weapon. You can use it for good or for bad. And that book showed me that. Like, that's how I got into esthetician school. I kept telling myself, how I'm going to do this, how I'm going to do that, or how I'm going to pay for this. Until I said to myself, girl, how about you do it? How about this bill will get paid? How about you don't got to worry about your job schedule? It's going to change. How about you will find a way to school every day? How about that? Like, how about the good things instead of always thinking about how about the bad things? And I feel like that's where life gets a little complicated, where you kind of psych yourself out of who you should be and who you know you are. And deep down, when I was having those bad thoughts, the good thoughts that I did have, like, kind of like, you know that saying, the angel on your left hand shoulder and the devil on your right? That's how my mind was. And at the times and during those times, the devil was always seemed to win. However, I always had my angel fighting hard, fighting real hard to really get me out of that funk. However, deep down, no matter how hard the angel fought, I still felt that. I'm learning free will is getting up and doing what your heart calls you to do. So, with practicing free will, what I got from free will is not just doing like the most craziest things, but honestly, really believing in your intuition, really believing in your path, and really believing in yourself is practicing free will. And I feel as those three things don't come until you practice self-love and truly dive deeper within yourself to unlock those three levels. I use the color Deep Caramel by e.l.f. I love this hydrate. I've been using this for years. And yes, so I'm learning free will is definitely getting up and doing what your heart is calling you to do. And that is following your intuition, following what your heart is, and really understanding it. And before, I couldn't do that. Like, I was scared of my intuition. Like, what if you're wrong? What if you this? What if you that? Instead of being like, you know what, Sada, this is what you feel, this is what you feel right. You jump for it and you figure it out. You figure it out. And not to say I didn't do that. I feel like I was doing that without intention. When you do things without intention, it becomes meaningless. So I was definitely doing that. Like, just jumping, doing stuff, but not really thinking about, you know, Sada, why are you doing it? Or why is this happening to you? So then when you follow your intuition deep down, and I feel like your intuition gives you the answers that you can't give yourself physically, but internally you gave yourself that answer already. Like, for instance, I like my job. However, I know with my job is meant to teach me something that I've been lacking within myself that is helping me grow to the next steps. And before, I was just thinking like, you know, I really hate this job, blah, blah, blah. I did think that. I'm not going to lie and sit here like, oh, I didn't say that. I definitely did. However, I had to say to myself, you know what, Asada? Me practicing free will is allowing myself to get the experience and understand that this is not my final destination. This is more so a step forward to where I gotta go. But truly understanding that every experience that you allow yourself to go through, not every experience, yeah, but every experience you allow yourself to grow through is meant to teach a lesson. And I think that's when it's honestly practicing free will. The thought is always there, but why do our brains trick us to believing that it's just a dream or it will never happen for you? I'm learning to question the thought and choose what my heartstrings pull. I no longer allow fear to dedicate what my reality should be. Why? Because I have the free will to do so. Yes. Back to the negative thoughts. Do y'all have negative thoughts? Let me know in the comments. I feel like everyone has negative thoughts. Why would I ask that? But how do y'all handle your negative thoughts? Honestly, like, I'm a strong believer you can make yourself sad. You can make yourself happy. You can make yourself feel all the emotions in the book because you have free will to do so. I use the Hershey Kiss Milk Chocolate Palette. These are the colors. I'm going to start off with this dark brown. It's like free will in my adult life. I honestly see it as doing what my heart is calling me to do. Like, I love content. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I love content. Like, over the years, I have dibbled and dabbled in content, but I never like took it seriously or like progressed it. It was just always like, all right, I do a video and in the next 2 months I do a video here and there. But that was honestly because of my confidence. I didn't believe that I can be that girl who hits this amount of followers or build a community or see myself doing these big things that I see all the other girls doing, or just being myself. Like, I didn't see that, and which is so frustrating because I'm like, girl, you're 24 and you're just getting this. But I had to learn what a person may get at 15, 16, 17, 18, the next person won't get into their 41, 24, 26, 28, 60 years old. Like, everyone's life is played out differently. That's when I'm saying, like, just be yourself. It's so true. Be yourself. And even in the Bible, know thyself. Because when you don't know thyself, life will take you on a roller coaster that I was not willing to partake in anymore. With this orange one right here, this is Always Hershey's. I use the Great American Chocolate Bar and then the Always Hershey's here. And I'm just gonna put this like in this area here, like give that little, I like to see this like my little sunset vibe. Like, yeah, I dabbled in content, but I just didn't believe in myself. My mother would always tell me, like, why are you not posting your videos? Like, you're this, you're that. Like, you need to do that. And I'm just like, girl, I didn't feel like that. It was a point to when I was a kid. And my mom told me to look in the mirror and say you're beautiful. And y'all know I couldn't say it. And that just goes to show off how I felt to myself. And what really changed was reading that book and understanding, like, oh, Asada, you got the power to change your life. I have the power, no one else. I have the power to change what I got going on, my feelings, my confidence, my weight. I always struggled with my weight as a kid as well, even in adulthood. But I had the authority. So when I learned that, I was like, oh, okay. That's why I'm making this YouTube video now. Because I'm pushing myself. Because I know that whatever you feel then, do it. Do it. And that's free will. Free will is not buying it back. Buying this, buying that, taking shit. Da, da, da. Free will is just following your heart. If you want to go buy a bag, you're going to buy that bag. Free will is buying that bag because you feel like you deserve that bag. So, going into my adulthood was definitely a tricky one. Like, going to college, I really just, like, stayed to myself a lot, to the point where I would go to parties and will hate it because I felt like I didn't belong there. Like, I just never felt comfortable in, like, social settings because I didn't know myself. Like, how you supposed to introduce yourself and you're like, I used to hate going out so bad. Like, so bad. But that came from not knowing myself and thinking so less of myself. Like, girl, I feel like a lot of my relationships that I ever got into was because how I felt about myself. And that's a real mess. Blend out my concealer here. But as I learned the book, The Magic of Thinking Big, it definitely expanded my mind to the point where I got more interested in how the mind actually works and how does it perceive these bad thoughts and how does it project into reality. So I kind of start diving a little deeper into that. But as I was diving deeper into that, I still didn't believe in myself. So it's like, how deep can you dive into something? So when I turned 24, it just felt like a new year. I was just like, it felt really refreshing. It felt very new. It felt like, oh, I can control this narrative. And what honestly helped me, like the way I was raised, it was a unique one. And I found myself trying to blame my mom or blame my father on how my life turned out. Yes, they were the ones who definitely like jump started my life, you know? Like, I'm coming into their world. However, I can't blame them for my adult life. I can't. And that has honestly helped me in a tremendous way, where having that understanding, like, girl, Asada, this is all you. This is nobody else. Not a soul, babe. This is what you're living in right now in today's time is how you wanted it to go. How you feel internally. Before I even go further into this concealer, I'm gonna go put a darker brown into this area here because I feel like it's coming off like pinkish to me. I'm gonna just go with a darker brown. Honestly, with all the negative thoughts that I did have in my head, like growing up and during my early 20s, along with like my teenage years, I always had like that deep understanding of knowing that Asada, you're gonna be way more than this. Like, this is temporary. And that's why I started like journaling a little more heavy into like, instead of journaling just about my present, I will journal about my future self. Like, you know, this is where you're gonna be. Like, this is how you're gonna live your life. Like, this is how your children gonna look. Like, when I say writing legit everything down, like how my marble on my freaking floor is about to look. Like, all that. I was doing all of that. I'm gonna go with a beauty bronzer. I hope I'm just not rambling. I'm really just trying to find like a good like pace. This is my diary entry. That's what we're gonna talk about. This is my diary entry. After that, I like to go in with a lighter concealer. This is Tan Sand, and I just go in there like I go into my face like right there, and I don't drag it. I love, like, oh my god, I'm dropping everything. I love when I have my foundation brush. So anything that looks a little bright than I want it to, I just go over it with my foundation brush. And it kind of like clears it up, like you see here. I'm gonna go on with this by Lop. This is True Colors. In the color Seduce Mocha. As my contour. I always like to put my contour on top because contour it falls. So I'll put it like right here, honestly. So for my contour, I like to go in with this brush here. I know I'm rambling. I hope y'all getting the gist of what I'm trying to say. But all in all, I just want y'all to understand, like, the power of your mind. As soon as I started, like, trying to see the bigger picture of everything in my life, instead of being, like, one-track minded of how I'm feeling or how the situation is making me feel, and really, like, taking my own self out my own shoes and viewing my life as, you know what, I decided this is why you're going through this, because life, everything has a cause and effect. That was another major key that I learned. And I learned this in Outsmarting Reality by Nero. I forgot. I think it's Nero. His YouTube channel. I learned that, like, everything has a cause and effect. So, of a situation that you're going through, or what I was going through, I was like, yeah, this is because so-and-so. I did this. I did that. And when I started looking at life like that, I'm like, oh, like, yeah, girl, you really control this. And I feel like that's really practicing free will. Oh my God, I forgot to do my blush. I usually do my blush first, but it's alright. Like, the little girl in me, I feel like she's not gone. She's still there. And what honestly keeps me going to be the best I can be is just remembering that little girl and how she felt. Always feeling like the outcast or different than everybody else. And that feeling, like, as a kid, of having that constantly, definitely took a toll on me, and which made me, like, kind of, I like to say, like, turn a bit mute in a sense. I definitely went mute. And when I say mute, like, I talked and stuff, but I wasn't myself. Like, I wasn't 100% authentically myself. And honestly, I'm still learning how to be that. So if I come off awkward, excuse the freak out of me. But this is just me showing up for myself, boo. I had the thought, and I'm doing it. And that's why I want to get across this video. When you have the thought, you have the free will to act on it. And if you don't act on it, you're not practicing free will. Because your mind is caged to believing that negative thought that's stopping you from achieving your prominent thought. And that's factual. But navigating this in my adult life looks like making videos like this. Doing what I want. Because I can. No matter who will view me like I'm crazy, I'm learning to be content on doing that. I think, you know what really helped me? I'm keeping a buck always. But, like, what honestly helped me is learning that we all die. I never forget. I was in the car and I was passing by a cemetery I was in Connecticut. Dead slap in the middle of the whole city. And I thought to myself right then and there, those were people that lived their lives, did what they did, and moved on. Like we were going to do. So why not live life doing what I want to do? I like to go in with my Maybelline Natural Beige Neutral Powder to keep my under eyes bright. But yeah, like, we all gonna die. So practice that free will, girl. Practice that free will. I like to just brush it off. Because, babe, we all gonna go on that ground one day. Or in that ocean. Or in that urn, babe. So why not do what I want to do? And I think that's just the scary part about it. Initially, that's when fear comes in. Is doing what you want to do and, like, what if it doesn't work out? And that's the fun thing about life. I like to view life as a game. Like, You know, you reach one level, or you did that, like, oh, I've reached that level. Like playing Mario. I used to play Mario Karts and stuff. Like, I'll be like first runner up one game. The next game, girl, I'm always at the end. That's life. Not every game is meant to be won. However, it's meant for you to learn. I bet the next time when I've reached level freaking, not level, number 9 in the race, I was like, oh, I know not to do that no more. I know how to maneuver around this corner. I did that. I was like, oh, okay. And that's what life is about. And I think that's the beauty of practicing free will. Really believing in what you want to do. Then I go in with the banana deep powder. Love this powder. I pat it on my hand right here. Oh, and that's what I learned too. But having free will is believing it and being delusional. Like, I'm gonna create generational passive income for generations to come. Because I'm practicing free will. I'm doing it. And I'm learning with free will is just acting in it. Instead of like overthinking in it. Like, if you think you're gonna become a billionaire, girl, you gotta start moving like a billionaire right then and there. Okay? I feel like in this life, everything I do, I think about how I want to be remembered by. And that definitely helps me come over that hump of not believing in myself. Like, I don't want, you know, my family line look back at me like, oh, what did Asada do? What did Asada do? What did she achieve? She didn't achieve nothing. I'm just going with the bronzer. This is Butter Bowling. I love their names. Well, I wouldn't even say achieve. Like, what impact? Like, was she happy? Like, when they look back at me, I want them to be like, you know what? She did that. Like, I'm so proud that she caught Imani at this age. Like, I don't know. I just want that. And I'm going to have that. I was just like, you know what? I had that mindset of scared money don't make no money. I look at it as being scared don't get you nowhere. And then after that, I'm gonna go in with You Know Better. You know better. You know better. You know better. So now I'm gonna go in with my brown lip pencil. That in this way, you don't get what you want until you know what you want. Then I use work. I'm gonna use the color Ruby Woo. I'm going with this red lip gloss here just to give it more of a hold on. About free will. Give yourself the opportunity to just be yourself. Be 100% authentically 100% yourself. Because that's what I'm giving myself this year. Thank y'all so much for staying to the end. I know I was rambling, but I really do hope that you got the importance of where I was trying to come from and the message that I was trying to send, because free will is so important. It's definitely connected to self-love. And within this month of love, please continue to hug on yourself, love on yourself, understand yourself, because life is hard already, but you don't have to be hard on yourself. And your dreams are only limited if you believe it. So just having that thought process and practicing free will and understanding that you are the creator of your future. No man or no obstacle can break what you create for yourself. I really hope that you'll be back next time to watch The Ambitious Belle and stay tuned to see what further content that I will be posting to this channel, and continue to have a blessed day and a blessed month and blessed years to come.